What's up, Podgo people? This is Steve Sterlacci, and today we just got a huge Podgo bomb dropped on us. Podgo 2.0 is out. This is probably the biggest update that the Podgo may ever get. This is what I call a game-changing update. I don't use that term lightly. I hate when people say that term, but this indeed is an absolute game changer. Now I think after this update, we're going to get into what it does and what it's adding in a little bit, but this I think makes the Podgo the absolute best overall modeler for the price. Now, what you can do here with this new update is insane. Let's look into it. So just rolling off the top here, first of all, if you're going to update this, make sure that you update everything appropriately. You have to do a bunch of different stuff. So just reading here off of the top here, you have to connect, you have to update, you have to make sure Podgo Edit is updated to the right version 2.0 first before anything, otherwise you're not going to be able to do this. So make sure everything's updated, do your own research, read the freaking thing instead of bothering me with your questions about why my stuff's not appearing. Read the stuff, update it properly, and then let's get into the fun stuff. The new cab engine. This is, I can't even tell you how awesome. The new cab engine really made a huge difference in the Helix stuff. I think it really brought the capabilities and the sounds up to the highest possible level you can get with modelers right now. And I think Helix is still at the top of the line when it comes to the best modeler discussion conversation. And these cabinets, the new cab engine is a huge part of that. So we now have that with a single mic in the Podgo. We don't get the full dual cabs. I would love to have had dual cabs, but what can you do? We have to settle for this, which is still awesome. So you have all of the impulse responses of every single position with every single microphone. So now we have an entire list of new cabinets. These are all awesome cabinets. I mean, now I would never even touch the legacy stuff after this, because looking through here and these cabinets and the ability that you now have with the mic, gone are the days of sifting through thousands of IRs. I hate opening up an IR pack and having to sift through thousands and audition things. I love so much more the workflow of actually just being able to put the mic where I want it and choose the mic. Now, the microphones you do have choices of. You have a 57, a 421, SM7, a 906. You have a 121, a 160, 4038 ribbon, 4084 ribbon, 414 condenser. There's everything. You can do the position, distance, angle, low cut, high cut. This, I cannot overstate how important it is. Have I made it clear that that's a big deal? This stuff now makes the sounds in the Podgo up to a pro level without needing IRs. It's always been really great if you're using good IRs and you're able to finesse the cab situation and work within the constraints of the signal flow. But now this is going to be so good. Now amps. The most anticipated amp or the most popular amp in the recent Helix update was this Grammatico. Personally, I don't think it's that great. But people love this thing, and people were raving and raving about it. I'm sure John Cordy's got a great video coming out on this, and I'm going to leave that to him because I personally, it's just not my cup of tea. But it's a Dumble flavor. It's got a ton of different settings and stuff on it, so that's a really cool one. You also have all of the channels of the Moon T, which is the Sun Model T amp. That amp is actually really cool. You also get the Line 6 Original Elmsley, which is a new amp that they added, a Line 6 Original. Really cool amp. You got a new Ampeg, or you got a new Aguilar Tone Hammer bass amp, and you also got the Pillars OD, the Dark Dove Fuzz, the Flexo Vibe. We got a 4-voice chorus, a triple rotary from Yamaha. That's a big Uncle Larry. Tom Bukovac used one in one of his videos, so that's something I always like to use. I'm talking about in the Helix and HX Stomp, of course. We have the new Dynamic Ambience Reverb, just a really great room-sounding reverb to bring your sound to life. We've got a bass octaver, and then a bunch of bug fixes. That's just the quick literature. Do your research, read up on it online. But today I want to basically show you my cabinet workflow and how to make the best use out of these cabinets, because this is going to be awesome. So you can even go into an existing preset that you have. So for example, this is my Offender preset that I have up for sale on the Line 6 Marketplace. I'm just going to show you how I'm going to take this preset and adapt it to the new cab. So let's take a listen to what we got here to start and start messing around with this. So just a nice clean sound. I call it a Fender because it sounds like a Fender. Got it? So I'm just going to go into the cab here, go to the new cabinets, And I'm even going to go with the cream back. I really like the cream back. And now just not touching anything. Let's hear sound. So that's just with the stock 906 here. But now here we have our choice. So what I'm going to go with the Bear Dynamic M160. And now check this out. You can click and you can drag the microphone in 3D space here, and you can go distance, you can go angle, you can make it on or off axis by clicking here. So this is just, it also gives you a good education on how to do things in the real world. If you ever do need to mic up a cabinet, or if you have mic'd up a cabinet, then you can apply your skills to this or vice versa. Me personally, this really opened my eyes to how to use mics in different ways. And basically, you have so much freedom to experiment, and that's what I encourage you to do, is experiment and find out what's going to sound best for you. Let's see, just pulling this up, I have no idea how this is going to sound. Killer clean sound. Let's go neck pickup. And we're done. And we just got a pro sounding cabinet within 2 seconds. So again, I encourage you to experiment a lot with that. Now I'm going to go and change my distortion pedal to the Pillars, which is the Pillars distortion pedal. And let's see how this sounds. What do I change? Let's just bring a little bit of gain down, maybe a touch off the top, push the level into the front. I'm also going to just gain that amp up a little bit. Man, adds a ton of balls to a telly. This is typically, classic telly sound. Never has that much ball to it. Did I just use that as an adjective? Change the reverb to the new dynamic ambience. So dynamic ambient is basically ambient in the room sound. It gives you more of that amp in the room feel. So it's definitely not a reverb that you're going to be like, ooh, wow, that's a sick reverb. But it's definitely something that if you're going for raw amp sounds, it's going to be a great option for you to explore. See what kind of sounds we get. This is just pulling it up stock. So what makes this really cool is that you have a ramp feature. So the ramp time is the amount of time it takes to get from the slow setting to the fast setting. So you have your fast speed, and then you can adjust here with the ramp time how fast it's going to change. So the slower and the more differential you get, the more interesting sounds you're going to get, in my opinion. And you can assign this to a foot switch to just go back and forth between. Just going to pull it up stock and see. Let's go with a clean sound now. So I'm going to turn off that Pillars. Back to our original clean. So you got to be careful with this one with the Ford. No. Yeah, there we go. Down there's fine. Cool, so you got interesting chorusing there. Let's now check out that Flexo Vibe, right? Flexo Vibe is the other one. See what we got. So now we've got some cool stuff because there's some weird stereo things happening. Hope you're hearing that in stereo. Wow. That's cool. I didn't even touch anything, and that's awesome. I mean, what a cool stereo effect. Mess around with that as much as you want. And by the way, if you want to see any of this stuff in another video, let me know in the comments, because I would love to get back into doing some PodGo stuff. I've kind of shelved it for a while because it couldn't keep up with the old cabinets, and now that these legacy cabs are in, it's definitely something I'm more interested in. So if you are a PodGo person, let me know in the comments that you want some more content on it, and I'll be sure to put it together. All right, let's hit this fuzz and see what we're going to be working with here. I turned the volume, the tone knob all the way down on the... That's all the way up. Crank this up. Pretty fun fuzz to play with. All right, so that's going to do it for my quick overview. I'm seeing if I missed anything. Basically, the cabs and some of these effects are the main highlight. The cabs are an absolute game changer. I highly recommend you do this update right away. Hopefully there's no bugs that you run into, but do the update. Ask any questions that you have below. Let me know what you think of this stuff. And if you want more PodGo content, let me know in the comments. If you made it this far in the video, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.